this session, we explore how the next wave of startups is emerging from regions beyond the metros, driven by visionary policymakers and local initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have on stage the moderator, Ms. Shraddha Sharma, founder and CEO, Your Story, and our esteemed panelist, Dr. A. Group Kaur, Secretary to Government, Department of Electronics, IT, Biotechnology and Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka, Shri Anurag Yadav, Principal Secretary, NEIT Electronics, Government of Uttar Pradesh, and Shri Adi Bharat, Joint Commissioner of Industries, Government of Gujarat.
Can you tell us, for entrepreneurs, what are some of the programs that the state is running?
Very good evening to everyone. Pleasure to be here and pleasure to be talking to you, Shraddha. So Bangalore, as you all know, is the startup capital, not just for the country, but it is one of the largest technology hubs in the world. We are looking at, we are the fourth largest technology cluster with more than 18,000 startups and more than 50 unicorns. So in that sense, Bangalore it has a thriving ecosystem. And we are very, very passionate about our startup ecosystem. Over the years, state has been systematically investing and supporting the startup ecosystem. So the approach which has been taken has been pretty much a life cycle approach, right from the idea stage, idea to POC, then supporting the journey, then accelerating, commercialization, giving global connections and global acceleration. State government has been supporting this all the way through. I don't want to, name all the schemes that we have rolled out. For those of you who are in this segment, in this ecosystem, would already know of the schemes that the government is running. But I thought something interesting that I must flag at this, occasion. Government has very recently, in its budget that was presented in March, announced a very, very big program for startups. We are looking at creating 10,000 new startups across Karnataka. And this would be all beyond Bangalore, not in Bangalore, but in all the emerging clusters. So we are looking at 6 clusters within the state, of which 3 are already somewhat, at a fairly mature level, and other 3 are coming up very well. And we are going to do a very, very deep dive into building the ecosystem. So now we have taken a decision to start with very young people. Right from high school, we are engaging with students. Then we have structured programs at college level where we are trying to support student projects, because we feel that these student projects actually are the bedrock, and from there the ideas will stem, which will eventually culminate into startups. We are focusing very heavily on IP creation, and I think that's where today India has to come of age, and we need to have more IPs happening which can be recognized and can be associated with India, rather Bharat, I would say. And this entire initiative that we are taking is going to really support it. While we will be giving a lot of financial incentives, we are also looking at building the ecosystem in these smaller towns, so to say, emerging clusters. We have set up certain centers of excellence. We are looking at setting up another 8 to 10 centers of excellence. We are looking at setting up TBIs. We are looking at setting up innovation labs. So very, very exciting times, I should say. All in all, there is lots happening in this space, and I think still this is the beginning of the journey. A lot more is yet to come, and I think all of you, if we divide the audience, you do fall into the 3 buckets that Shraddha mentioned, and probably this is the best time to be in this domain, to have your own startup, to build your own idea. And all states and even the government of India, everybody is out there to support your journey. So stay confident and, really give it your best shot is what I would like to say.
Thank you, ma'am. I have one very quick question. I know you have to leave. So if it's all right, I'll ask another question. Is for people who are not in the state, I might be in Delhi, I might be in any, I will not say UP and Gujarat right now, but in any other place, can I go to Karnataka and avail all these offers that you have?
Yeah, so some programs, yes, you can be a part of it even while you are not registered with the state. But once you register with the state, Karnataka Startup, the world will certainly change. There will be a plethora of opportunities, and a lot of it is obviously for startups which are registered with Karnataka. And believe me, startups from all over the country, and it is not like it's a state-run thing and only for people from the state. Everybody from we have people from all over the country who are coming because the kind of ecosystem support that you get over there is something which is, as on date, fairly unmatched. I don't think, the maturity of the ecosystem, and especially once you start, probably the scale up and the acceleration could be much better once you get that ecosystem support. Plus, with the presence of a large number of academic institutions and the kind of centers of excellence which have been set up by the state government in collaboration with the academic institutions, especially ones with IISc, with IIM, and then IIT, IIT Dharwad. Those are places which are really, giving world-class mentoring facility, world-class academic support, and that is what becomes the differentiator beyond a certain level. But yes, we are open, and in fact, we run a similar event in Bangalore called the Bangalore Tech Summit. We have seen in the last couple of years the participation from other states. In fact, we very proactively reach out to all startup clusters across the country, and we have all the states participating over there. We are willing to provide whatever support we can to build this ecosystem across the country. So
लास्ट क्वेश्चन, पते की बात पूछना है मुझे कि पैसा कितना मिलेगा, like what is the, because as startups, as people in this space, we are looking always for funding, grants. So
one of our flagship programs is Elevate, where startups, idea to POC stage startups, they participate. Every year we select 100 startups and we give a grant of up to 50 lakhs. It is no strings attached grant. There is no equity, no share, and nothing that the state asks for.
And you can clap for that because it's a great innovative program without equity. It's a big thing.
So we have supported close to 1150 startups till now, and some of the startups are, they have reached that level where they have market valuation of 500 crores and stuff. Really, those startups are doing very, very well. I would not take names, but many of them have been very successful. Besides, we were one of the first states way back, almost 15-20 years back, when we set up a VC fund. When the VC ecosystem, private VC ecosystem was not as vibrant and strong, we set up a state-led VC fund. We still continue with that VC fund. It is, so every round it is specific to certain domain. Right now we are running a deep tech fund, we are running a fund for the AVGC sector. So some very niche areas we are trying to develop. Going forward, this new program that we have announced, which is Local Economy Accelerator Program, we are looking at setting another Elevate-like program for deep tech, and we are also looking at setting up a fund of funds. And besides all of this, what the government is doing, the private VC ecosystem in Karnataka is very mature. We have more than 200 VCs which are operating out of Karnataka. And the kind of money that has been raised, the investments which have been raised by startups, they are truly, truly inspiring. And I think money is not really the barrier at all. If you have a good idea and if you are, committed to it, and the team sees that you will be able to see it through, I don't think money is a big challenge.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As always, Karnataka has hit it out of the park. So with that, sir, Anurag sir, हम यूपी पे पहुंचते हैं. हम स्टार्टअप महाकुंभ में हैं और अभी महाकुंभ बहुत ही शानदार महाकुंभ has got over in UP. Tell us what the state is doing for startups, for the innovation. उसके बारे में हमें बताइए. और पैसे भी कितने हैं वो भी हम पूछेंगे. हाँ. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause to a group, ma'am. And please get in touch with her. Very approachable and always responding and helping startups. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry I have to leave in between. I have a hard stop. But nonetheless, it was really nice interacting. And as Shraddha mentioned, we would be very happy to interact with any one of you who would like to, explore what are the opportunities in Karnataka. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Mahakumbh and what's the strength of being in UP? So, एक question मैं भी पूछना चाहता था सबसे. So just think for a moment. I usually ask when I am at this stage. UP is not a state but a country. So in world, what would be its rank when you look at country's population size? Anyone? Any guess? Okay. What would be its rank? 10th? नहीं, यूपी वाले नहीं हो. हाँ. 6th, okay. Quite close. 4. Almost close, yes. I mean, अगर इंडिया कंट्री के रूप में ना काउंट करो तो 3rd maybe 3rd or 4th. It varies. So that's a size. I mean, you think of that on this entire atlas or globe or whatever you can visualize, and then think that UP is the 3rd or 4th largest country. Now, can any innovation be worth sustaining if it's not happening in UP? There comes the strength of being in UP and why UP's startup ecosystem is important, worth to focus on and to discuss, and that is what Mahakumbh probably symbolizes. Now, how do you attempt? I mean, that's one way of so being big has its potential and its challenges as well. And when it comes to synchronizing it with the startup ecosystem, so the difference definitely is challengeable, because with size you can't move as fast as you expect to move. I mean, it's a very simple natural phenomena. So you need to gather a lot of momentum, a lot of I would say potential has to be generated before you get up to that acceleration. Probably UP is at that stage, I would say, where we have gathered the momentum, but it is yet to come to that speed where probably we just had ma'am from Bangalore. So I would say we are not yet at the stage where Bangalore is, obviously, but we do need to see how our tier 2, tier 3 or other cities, if we are looking in terms of Mahakumbh of Bharat, then how every city can become a Bangalore, we need to see. So what state government is doing? How we are focusing in, how we are creating this speed. Now so much of contextual introduction, coming to the real brass tacks. There are two major, I would say, interventions which you can see. One is directly where we nurture the startup right from what we use the word seed capital up to their market. So there are different schemes which state government has where it promotes startups right from incubation up to how they can go up to the product commercialization. And then once you have reached to that stage, we have another scheme which is, I would probably say very few states have, a startup fund which is of 1,000 crore corpus run by SIDBI, where there is no limit depending upon your idea and how you can get your investment valued. So that's there. Now comes the second tier of intervention, which is related to creating the ecosystem. So there are few things which has happened in past few years. When you look at the startups, what is the challenge? Challenge is accessibility. So if you are in tier 2, tier 3 cities, like most of the UP cities are, and if you think about reaching to them, how do you access their product, or how they access global market or big market? So that's how do you create that bridge. The second challenge is people believe there is a lack of talent in these smaller towns, and it has been rightly so. A few years ago, we always found that people are running towards metros, and most of the metros having the infrastructure. So the state government has focused on creating infrastructure, enabling infrastructure, whatever you can think of, whether it is power, whether it is road network in terms of expressways. So UP is probably, people say that if you Google expressway state, the name will come UP. And the day we complete Ganga expressway, it would have 50% of the entire country's expressway. So we had airports, there were only 3 or 4 about few years ago, and now we have 16 airports functioning. So whether it is creating logistic hubs, whether it is creating road network, whether it is creating tech infrastructure, so which is very important. If you look at how much digital payments are taking place, again the numbers, so we score on the numbers. So you will find that most of the digital payments are happening in UP. So digital ecosystem is there. To summarize, not only having direct benefit schemes for startups, but also creating indirectly a ecosystem. We are trying to see that this title of Mahakumbh for UP can sustain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I am from Bihar. तो मुझे लगता है बिहार और यूपी जो बगल में है, it is always very encouraging, and UP seeing the progress, because now one is going and the change is very palpable on ground. We were in Lucknow, Kanpur, Prayagraj, मतलब पूरी दुनिया आई. And I don't know if you guys know that Steve Jobs' ex-wife came to Mahakumbh, right? So UP is, the way it is changing is of course very commendable, but what is encouraging today to hear is that a lot is being done for startups under your leadership. Yes? Sir, पैसा कितना मिल रहा है?
Okay.
आप number नहीं बताएं.
I'll give you. If you are asking, a very simple, so there are different stages. You are a college student, and you have some ideas and you want to work. So how we nurture? So the first stage is where you create incubators. So we have incubators in every district where you can get yourself registered as a college student or just having a basic idea on you are nurturing. And we give you sustainability allowance, which is if you are in a, I would say, tier 2, tier 3 city, it's much higher given your challenges, but otherwise roughly around 20,000 per month you get while you are a student and you just have an idea trying to work on that. Then comes a stage where you require some seed capital. So when it comes to seed capital, on different stages of your evaluation of the idea, you again, if you are, you have an advantage if you are a woman in UP. So you get more money being a women-led startup, and otherwise roughly around 7.5 lakhs to 11 lakhs is the range where you get as a seed capital, where you develop your idea and you are yet to commercialize this. If you have a prototype, you get a grant of 5 lakhs to make that validated. All your certifications get subsidized or reimbursed. and once that is done, then you get a marketing incentive. So some support for initial marketing where you are still trying to get some investments for that. Then comes that stage where if you have crossed all these stages and you want actually some valuation for your product which you have developed, or want to make, let's say, a factory or some more bigger investments, then you can approach through SIDBI for our UP Startup Fund, which is a corpus big enough depending upon, so there are certain startups in the state which has got huge funding. There is no limit for that funding depending upon how you have been evaluated by those AIFs. But there is a dedicated fund from the UP for the UP's startup. And there are other infrastructure support. For example, we have many centers where STPI supports us with its office locations where you need not pay anything. You have all the design centers facilities where you can get your prototype designed without paying any cost. So I would say that we have the infrastructure to support you if you have an idea.
Sir, you said unlimited funding, तो हम सब UP आ रहे हैं, but हम आएं कैसे? But tell us, how do we access?
Okay. So the best way to do is all the incubation centers are set up with education institution. So if you are working on some ideas, it's better to get through whatever education institutions, every district. For example, all over, there are 2 IITs in UP. There is a triple IIT, there is an IIM if you are looking for the big names. But otherwise also, if you go to a tier 2, tier 3 district, you will find, if you just go to our website, it has all our incubators listed there. And you just contact them. They would definitely help you to incubate your, depending upon what kind of ideas you have and what support system you are looking at. Once you are with them, you get all the support system.
Thank you, Anurag sir. Sir, let's hear from Gujarat.
As far as startup is concerned, Gujarat formally came out in 2015 with a specific scheme from the Industries Department. But as you are all knowing, Gujarat is an entrepreneurial state from the time immemorial. We had trades. We have 1600 kilometers of long coastline. So we had trades with all foreign countries through the ships in those days also. So, and over a period of time, the Gujarat has a stronghold of manufacturing. Unlike other states where more of services and technology things are there, Gujarat is a stronghold of manufacturing. Now, 2015, when our Honorable Prime Minister was CM before that of Gujarat, he had floated an idea of formally sponsoring students and people, even they may be students, they may be dropouts, they may be graduates. Having any idea in their mind, that idea has to be nurtured and has to be realized in a full-fledged product. So that idea, after he went to center, the Gujarat government was inspired by that idea, and we floated a scheme wherein we provide various benefits. I'll answer to your another question of Paisa a little later. But then, apart from that, as DPIIT has mandated that every district of every state has to have at least one startup in every district. So that is one of the mandates. But we in Gujarat also, we through our scheme, through our policy, we have created a network of institutes which are recognized by us through the medium of scheme. money will be routed through those institutes. So those institutes, more of them or most of them are graduate level, university level schools and colleges, and so that every district has been covered, every beyond metro is also covered in that. So obviously, as far as state is concerned, all our tier 2, tier 3 cities, if you take example of Rajkot, which is again T2 or T3, way back, they are manufacturing for automobile manufacturer world around, around the world. No car manufacturing company in the world will be such that it will not be having some part made from Rajkot. And their products are also going to space. They are, manufacturing for spaceships also. So that is the Gujarat story. I'll answer your paisa question also. When you were asking this question, something came to my mind. There is a joke wherein a company was interviewing CAs, chartered accountants, for their company's work. So the question was, how much is 2 plus 2? So the straightforward candidates, or non-Gujarati candidates said 2 plus 2 is 4. Now the Gujarati came, so he was asked the same question. तो बोला कि 2 plus 2 is what? He said that कितना चाहिए, कितना करना है. So पैसे की बात आएगी तो आप मेरे को अगर पूछ रहे हैं कि कितने पैसे मिलते हैं, मैं बोलूँगा आपको कितने चाहिए. And to be specific, we start with students policy, SSIP, wherein we provide up to 2 lakh rupees for students coming out with ideas, very nascent stage startups. Above that, we have a Srujan scheme where we provide 10 lakh rupees to the students. Now, above that, when it comes to our industries department's scheme, we provide 30 lakh rupees, up to 30 lakh rupees as seed fund. Apart from other benefits like attending acceleration program, they'll get 3 lakh rupees. Now, above that, 30 lakh se jyada, we have I'll tell you the 360-degree approach of the state government. Above 30 lakh, there is ticket size 50 lakh, 3 crores. So we have venture funds. GVFL is a company, government partnered company. So GVFL will provide you, it could be in the form of equity, it could be in the form of debt. So there is no limit to that. So that is how.
सर बहुत चाहिए. मतलब अभी हम सबको तो लग रहा है गुजरात चलो, गुजरात चलें. No, but thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. Sanjay, do you want to add anything, because we've run out of time?
I think Secretary has already covered. Only one thing which is also element is that any government procurement that we do give a preference to the startups who are there in Karnataka. So we have a very specific program for startups which is there. And I think there is a democratization of entrepreneurship का जो concept है श्रद्धा जी, वो पूरा मॉडल जो है thankfully कर्नाटका से निकल के बाहर आया है और वो अब एक बाकी प्रदेशों में जा रहा है.
यहाँ पे माइक में कंपटीशन हमें करना चाहिए था, एक डिबेट होना था.
इट्स नॉट कंपटीशन, ये सब शेयरिंग है, शेयरिंग ऑफ नॉलेज ही है. लेकिन डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप से ही वी कैन उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि जो भारत का एंटरप्रेन्योर्स है वो बाहर निकल के आएगा. आई थिंक सारे प्रदेश जो है वो उसमें दिशा में काम कर रहे हैं. हम उसको थोड़ा सा और डीपर लेवल में काम कर रहे हैं, मैं तो कह सकते हैं.
यस, लास्ट एक लाइन में, या तो एक शब्द में या एक लाइन में, एक सेंटेंस में, व्हाट डज इट मीन टुडे टू बी इन भारत एंड बीइंग अ भारतीय, बीइंग एन इंडियन, फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, because you guys are driving the startup story, Bharat story. What does it mean? गुजरात से शुरू करेंगे अभी.
I think being in Bharat today is a way forward or a path towards being Vishwaguru. That is in one sentence.
Yes.
I think he summarized, but you asked one word and the first word came to my mind was hope.
Hope. Yes. Very
this country
hopeful.
has that potential and hope we are going to be.
Yes. Brilliant.
हमारे यहाँ पे नॉर्थ स्टार की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है,
हाँ.
राइट? मुझे लगता है कि भारत एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का वो वर्ल्ड में नॉर्थ स्टार बन के दिखाएगा.
Very good. Thank you so much. And with that, let's give a big round of applause to all our state leaders, Gujarat, UP and Karnataka. Thank you so much.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.